Alright, we have a Season 11 Cup semifinals game starting up here. This is going to be Evan versus Daidoji Micah, so Phoenix and Crane. Let's see, the deadline for this is the 29th, so the other two guys still have a week to play their game. Ooh. Very interesting flips here. Micah finds a Doji Challenger as first player, which is pretty decent. Two storehouses as well. He's going to go ahead and play that with 3 Fate and then just take the passing Fate, I imagine. Evan finds 2 Tadakas and then 2 one-cost characters. I think he's going to want to play both of the one-cost characters here. And then save those Tadakas to buy on a later turn, or he could just pass. I was going to say, or maybe he just takes the passing Fate, but I didn't think he would actually do it. He is going to do that, though. So he probably has a conflict character in his hand, I imagine. Micah is going to go up to 11 cards, though, thanks to those storehouses. Okay, so Callow Delegate goes for a poke attack and is going to find Upholding Authority. He went for the Earth Ring there, but Evan is going to play a Display of Power. Sure. So the Doji Challenger can go back at Upholding Authority or can go somewhere else. Or it could even stand to get favor, but yeah, that would actually maybe might be okay. How much Fate will he put on Tadaka? That is a good question. Ooh, Fertile Fields here on the other Tadaka. That's going to be a Fate and a card. And there's the Fine Katana, so you might get to break one of these Tadaka provinces. But yeah, the other Tadaka will probably be coming into play at some point with 4 or 5 Fate. Crane hasn't played any events yet. We see a Let Go. Sure. Wow, another Fine Katana. And a pass, so that will be the break on Fertile Fields. Of course, I don't think he's too upset about losing one Tadaka since he still has that other one there. We'll get that Air-Ring trigger. That is a break already for Crane, though. And the Callow Delegate leaving play means that the Challenger will now be honored, so this is a pretty strong character now for Micah. Of course, Evan does have a 7 Fate lead to make up for that. Going to discard the Solemn Scholar, but keep the Dreamer. So yeah, I feel like this is a strategy Evan usually takes, is he doesn't play too many characters on turn 1, and he just saves his Fate, and then comes in with a big turn 2 or 3. I feel like he does need to play... He needs to start playing characters here, or else Micah is just going to start getting a bunch of free breaks, which he doesn't really want. So I imagine he plays some of these cheap characters. I'm not sure if he keeps the Tadaka yet. Like, Micah probably doesn't want to break the Upholding Authority, so he could just save Tadaka for another round, especially since we haven't seen any Crane events get played yet. He's thinking about this. Yeah, no thinking aloud here, only heart of the cards. Seems good. Is Micah considering honor pressure? Why air on turn 1? None of the other rings did anything. The Callow Delegate was going to die that turn, so the Doji Challenger would get honored, so the firing would have only been gain 1 honor. And then obviously Void and Water don't do anything. I guess Water he would get favor, but he doesn't really need favor right now. He just needs to tie. So Air and Earth were like the only good rings there. Ooh. We see Tadaka 6 Fate. Wow. Not really what I was expecting, but okay. Micah does have 1 Noble Sack in his deck, but I imagine this Tanaka is going to be pretty protected. He'll probably play a Finger of Jade on him if he's worried about that. So Micah now can play... So I guess Evan wanted to take the Passing Fate, right? Like, now if Micah plays his Whisper, then he doesn't get Passing Fate. Of course, if Micah has a conflict character in hand, which he does have 10 of in the deck, I think he could just safely take the Passing Fate here. We'll see what he does. Yeah, Micah is just going to take the Passing Fate. So, yeah. The Passing Fate is obviously really important. So, that's what we've kind of been seeing this game, is both players really prioritizing getting that if they can, as opposed to playing characters. And, I mean, Micah already has this Doji Challenger. Yeah, there's the Finger of Jade. So he probably isn't going to be too worried about any attacks Evan's going to make here. The ideal situation for Micah would be if Evan attacks and finds Magistrate Station, and then Challenger is able to defend it. Let's see what he does find. He's going for the firing here at the Doji Otaru province. Ooh, and he finds Shameful Display. So the Finger of Jade will protect him from this, but it does mean he has to spend it or he'll get dishonored. This is political. So going political, I think, implies that he's going to play Clarity of Purpose. So you do want to watch out for that. Ooh, we see no defense, actually. So I think we probably see a conflict character. Since that is the case, it could be a political rival. It could be, it's a Tattooed Wanderer. Not really the best one to have here, but it will prevent the break if Evan doesn't play another card. which is always good. Yeah, we do see the clarity of purpose as expected. I think what we'll probably see on Micah's attack is if he's able to get rid of this Finger of Jade. Ooh, let go Finger of Jade. That's strong. Of course, he won't be able to bow him with the Stronghold now. He plays another Finger of Jade. But that's still a good let go. There's one less Finger of Jade in his hand now. So if you can force the Finger of Jade usage with the Shameful Display, then you can pull him in on your attack. There's the Shameful Display. Uses Finger of Jade as expected. Ooh, Court Games. That's a little bit unfortunate. So this is actually going to turn off Voice of Honor. Yeah, so he does Voice of Honor that. Which means that he chose not to Voice of Honor the Clarity of Purpose. I guess that makes sense, though. You want to save it for the Honor effect. Ooh, and he has his own Court Games to dishonor him. We see an Embrace the Void on Tadaka. So Embrace the Void means even if he gets Noble Sacked, he's still going to get that 6 Fate back. Ooh, okay. Favorable ground home with the Wanderer since he's not breaking now, sure. But then there's an Ornate Fan. Like, he's not going to get Noble Sacked right now, because you would have to use the Challenger, which is bad. Steward of Law at home, okay. Ooh, Way of the Crane on Steward of Law. So he's going for the Noble Sack this way. If he gets this off, that'll be pretty huge. I mean, less huge since the Embrace of the Void came down, obviously, but still very, very, very large. Yeah, there's the Noble Sack. Wow. Very, very good for Micah there. So Evan does get the 6 Fate that he put on that Tadaka back, but he still loses the Tadaka, and that also means that he is not going to get a win on this conflict, much less the break. And he spent a good few cards during that as well that he's just lost now. Yeah, you could have saved the Finger instead of using it on Shameful Display. Because he ended up having a Court Games anyway. I mean, I guess it made him spend the Way of the Crane and the Steward of Law at least. Yeah, 1 in 33 of his remaining cards. Well, 34 because there's a face down here. Yeah, tragic. Ooh, wow, Tattooed Wanderer face checks Meditations. Very nice. And we see a Bonsai. So after this, Micah could potentially just break Upholding Authority, since he only has 5 cards in his hand anyway. Or he could go at the other one, which is, of course, Manicured Garden, since Evan already has a lot of Fate. But I think it's very likely we'll see Micah get 3 breaks this turn, which means that he'll be first player next turn and on the Stronghold. Ooh, there's another Display of Power, though. So Evan not letting Micah have these Earth Rings. Discards an Ornate Fan. Yeah, no Earth Rings for you. So we'll see if Evan wants to play maybe a Shrine Maiden or something. What ring would he even go for, though? There aren't really too many good options. I guess you just go air to keep yourself a little bit safer. Nope, just gonna pass the conflict. And now Micah. You don't really need fate, do you? Like, you can just go air here. Bring him down to 4 honor. Otherwise, you could go water for the fate and then void next turn for 2 fate, but doesn't really seem great. So yeah, I think you just go air here. Ooh. Political rival. Interesting. So I think how many display powers are in this deck? 2 display powers. Yeah, like he attacks with rival and then stands challenger for favor, I guess. It's going water at upholding authority. Huh. Yeah, I mean, I guess this is enough to break, but if Evan does play a conflict character now, he can prevent this break. But I guess you're pretty confident that he doesn't have one at this point. Man, 3 cards to 8, though, is a little bit not ideal. Get spelled by Stronghold. Yeah, that's true. I didn't consider that. I mean, he could have 2, I guess, but yeah, Micah's probably fine here. So Upholding Authority sees admit defeat, for shame, Game of Sedane. Gonna discard that for shame. But yeah, again, Micah will be first player next turn, and he will have a covert as well as a lot of political skill. The Stronghold is Kurori Mori, so he will be able to switch the conflict type, but you can still covert somebody. And then probably just have a lot of military skill. Let's see. Atsuko would actually be pretty good if you could afford to switch the ring to Void. Or if he just attacks Void. Ooh, finds Yoshi, so good thing he went for the favor there, I guess. But since you probably need to switch the conflict type, don't think you'll be able to do that if you play her, because he'll just not go Void. But, I mean, what else is he going to play, actually? Yeah, I don't think we've seen any clouds yet. Evan is still thinking. No matter what he does, Micah is just gonna pass. I mean, Micah has a... Oh dear. So I was gonna say Micah has a pretty good hold on the game at this point, I think. Like, he has Yoshi plus Palace here, so unless he gets clouded... Yeah, only hitting a fan on that display of power was unfortunate. If he had hit the Noble Sack with that, or even the Way of the Crane or something, that would have been pretty devastating. Okay, we see 3 Fate Kudaka. Yeah, a lot of cards went into that combo there. We do see a favorable ground as well on Evan's side, so the covert will not be particularly useful. So I would probably just not even send in the political rival. What I might do is do a military attack with the Doji Challenger as my first attack. Just to see if I can... Well, are you going to force the ability usage? That's the question. It would be 7 to 3. Depends on what's in his hand, but we'll see. That could be the play, though, is just going military with Challenger first. We do see the cloud on Yoshi, unfortunate. Yeah, so we do see the military void with the Challenger. It looks like he is defending. I mean, if you don't defend, actually, he does have enough to break this since he has the favor. So Evan will have to play a card first. Yeah, I think Micah's probably just gonna win this turn, but we'll see. There's a Clarity of Purpose, seems good. Has Admit Defeat in hand, well, he can't play it now. There's a Fine Katana, seems good. So back to Micah now to play a card if he wants to prevent the break. Or if he wants to get the break, rather. What he'd really like to do is force Evan to use the province, but he's going to pass. Wait. This isn't political, right? Yeah. So Kudaka will actually bow. After the conflict ends. But he could have an Against the Waves. Yeah, so he's just trying to save the trigger there so he can switch the next attack to military, which will bring him from 9 to 3. It's pretty significant. And of course, if he has the against the waves, he can defend it even. Okay, we see a Shrine Maiden going to find a Cloud the Mind. And then he attacks water. That is what I expected. So as Micah, I might just defend with the Yoshi here. He's going at Shameful Display, so like defend with Yoshi and just honor yourself seems good. Like you're still going to have this whole board next turn, so you're not in a huge hurry. The problem with Kuroi Mori is that, unlike Rally to the Cause, he can just keep using that ability every turn, which makes it a little bit difficult to close the game out. Ooh, we see a policy debate. Evan reveals Against the Waves, Clarity, 2 Clouds, Embrace the Void, Double Ningyo. Ooh, that's scary. And 2 Storms as well. So if you don't discard a Ningyo, you might actually lose this conflict. But I don't think you care about that too much. Maybe you just go for the Against the Waves. Storm isn't really too big here. Okay, he does discard one of the Ningyo. Seems good. So what Evan can actually do here is he can favorable ground home the Shrine Maiden. Since Micah chose to do the policy debate as the first action, but he chooses not to do that. What that would have done is prevent him from using Shameful. So he will get to use that now. That'll bring him up to 6. So Evan would have to either play the... What is this, military? He'd have to either play the Find Katana or play both of the Storms, both of which are not really that great, but the Katana would be better. Yeah, we do see the Katana on the Ningyo. But there's a Force Shame that's going to go ahead and bow that. So yeah, Crane will get the win there. Evan could have moved the Shrine Maiden home, but it doesn't really matter at all. Yeah, so Micah is just going to go ahead and... this is actually kind of interesting. He's going for an attack here to get the Fate off of this ring. But this attack is, of course, just going to get blanked by switching it to military. He could play a conflict character, I guess, and then still get the air ring. That would bring Evan down to 2 honor unless he moves somebody in with the favorable ground. But then Evan does, of course, have the Against the Waves, so he can get an attack in as well. And probably just break the Shameful Display and get a firing, potentially. So... I guess Micah knows that he has the cloud in hand, so he would probably just lose the defense anyway, since the rival could get clouded. We do see the against the waves. There's a pass, so you switch to military, right? I mean, it's not breaking, so you don't have to do that yet. Although, oh, interesting. No, so he has the military favor, but political rival gets sent home if it gets switched to military. So yeah, he should just switch it to military here and force Micah to spend a conflict character if he wants to actually get this airing off. Wait, what? Oh, wow, okay, he plays Clarity of Purpose on Kudaka, so he's going to move her into the conflict with the favorable grounds now. That's a pretty strong play, actually. I like that. I mean, he could have just switched the conflict type, right? But now if Micah, even if Micah played like a conflict character, he just switches to military and then he wins still. But no, then he bows after. Yeah, I don't know. I think I honestly think he should have just switched the conflict type there. I think that would have been a little bit better. Oh, wait, Kudaka has an ability, that's right. So he wanted to claim that airing so that he could use the ability there. That makes sense. So he essentially gets back the card in the fate that he spent on that clarity. Yeah, so he is going to go ahead and get the break on the shameful display there. And get a firing as well to dishonor this Yoshi. Plays and Embrace the Void. Micah keeps the favor. And he will still have all of these characters. So he still needs to break that stronghold. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's very possible that Micah just gets stuck on the stronghold and can't break it, and then Evan has some time to get back into the game. He is still only at 4 honor though, which is a little bit worrying. But I think he should be fine, right? Like you can just bid 1, and since you have the Phoenix stronghold, it's like you have more cards in your hand still. Micah sees a couple of military characters. Yeah, just joining seems rough for Evan. So Evan is down 3 breaks, as you can see. But it's actually not looking terrible for him now. Yeah, Kuroi Mori is causing some problems. Micah is having trouble breaking this. He was on He was on Stronghold for the entire last turn, but he was unable to get anything done. Plus he has a cloud on his Yoshi here, which is a little bit sad. So yeah, Evan could have a way back into this game now. We know he has 2 Supernatural Storms in his hand, so we could see him play out a bunch of cheap characters here. You could play Mystic Tsuki Dreamer for 5 and then put like maybe 1 Fade on a couple of them. And then Mystic will be able to kill that Katana if you need to or something. And then give him those +4 storms. So Evan has broken Shameful now. The other 3 face-down provinces are going to be the 2 fire provinces and Art of Peace. Right, I forgot Micah likes that card. Still not entirely sure why, but it seems to work for him. So yeah, he will have to watch out for the Feast or Famine and the Magistrate Station. Feast or Famine only takes 1 fate here, but it is a pretty big deal since it means Kudaka dies and one of these really big characters survives, probably the Challenger. Okay, he's going to play Dreamer and Prodigy. Micah played Kaizen. And I think they're both going to bid 1 here, unless... Ooh, wow, okay. Evan bids 4, so he will go down to 1 honor. That's a little bit crazy. I was thinking, like, Micah is definitely going to bid 1, right? Like, he definitely wants to keep putting the honor pressure on him. Evan obviously can't bid 5 there, but he does go for the highest bid possible, which is 4. Yeah, I'm not really sure why he did that. We'll have to find out. Like, there's no way for him to break Stronghold this turn. He needs to break 2 more provinces first. He'll probably go for the airing as his first attack, I imagine. Like, you could go air with Dreamer and then play Storms if you need to. Go military. Seems good. Ooh, he's going water. So he's going to go Dreamer, water, military. That way if he wins, he can bow the rival or the challenger. Probably just bow the challenger and then cloud the rival if you have to. Let's see what province he finds. If he finds Magistrate Station, that's kind of scary. I might consider just going at the Palace province here, because that way it's a lot easier to decide. If you just don't want to break it, then you just don't break it. Like, if he goes at one of these and finds Feast or Famine, that's a little bit scary. He's already spent 2 Finger of Jades as well. Ooh, okay, finds the Art of Peace. That is probably the best one for him to find there, I think. Okay, we see a game of Sadane. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem now, right? Actually, if Micah has Assassinate here, he just wins. Unless Evan can re-honor this somehow, but I don't think he can. It's military. That would be pretty insane if he has Assassinate and he just wins off of that. Yeah, I'm still really confused why Evan bid 1. Like, that just seems too dangerous there. Oh, he has it. Oh, no. Okay, so that is going to be the game. Evan runs out of honor there. So Micah will win. Yeah, I definitely think bidding one there was a little bit not good. Um, but yeah, Micah is gonna move on to the. Should have canceled against the Waves last turn. Yeah, that sounds good. Micah moves on to the finals for the Season 11 Discord Cup, so congratulations to him. He will play against either Scorpion or Crab. We'll have to see how that other game goes. Yeah, I mean, I think you cancel. Menacing Iron Warrior Katana. Oh, okay, so he's trying to bait him to switch it to military. And then he plays the Menacing Iron Warrior and the Katana. Yeah, a lot of stuff happened. But well played by the players there. But yeah, Evan will get the title of Top Phoenix for the season, so congratulations to him as well. Yeah, Evan thought he was safe because he couldn't play another Let Go, I guess, but then he used the finger on the Shameful Display, so. Yeah, good card. I think that by Micah winning this game, that means Top Dragon goes to Togashi Komal. Just looking to see who got Top of Clan for different things. Yeah, Micah definitely got lucky seeing exactly all the cards he needed and not losing any to the Earth Ring there. But yeah, I guess that's going to do it for this game. So. Yep, thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.